Cam's back, baby!
Smack him in the mouth. I gave you fair warning, beware. Smack him in the mouth.
Toward the end zone, it is up for the touchdown.
Smack him in the mouth. I gave you fair warning, beware. Smack him in the mouth.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Warzone Sports Network YouTube channel, or maybe you're watching this in the Mike and the Mike Sports YouTube channel. I do plan on uploading to both channels. If you guys missed me over here on the personal channel of Mike and the Mike Sports, go over to the Warzone Sports Network and go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications over there. We're working on a lot of great stuff over there, and I'm not the only content creator. We bring you 10 to 15 more content creators that work so hard over there and live streaming and doing all kinds of fun stuff that involve more than me just sitting here and talking to you guys. But I want to start uploading some more stuff and some more reactionary stuff to the both YouTube channels. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, whichever channel you're watching, but definitely go over to the Warzone Sports Network. So we're here, Cam Newton's first full press conference. It just finished up. I didn't get to watch any of it live, so we're going to react to it, just see what Cam has to say. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. We'll just go for a couple minutes, watch a couple of questions and see how Cam responds, see what Cam's mentality is heading into Carolina. There's a lot of things to shake out. For example, what's the relationship between the Carolina Panthers and Cam Newton? It was kind of an ugly separation when Cam left. Another question that I have is, what is Cam's mindset and what's the dynamic going to be with PJ Walker, who probably feels like he should be the starter of this team, and Sam Darnold, who probably definitely feels like he should be the starter of this team. And overall, I just want to hear what Cam has to say. He usually has interesting things to say when he's talking, whether you agree with him or disagree with him. He said things I agree with. He said things I disagree with. I was a huge Cam Newton fan when he was in his prime. Like I said about Odell in a video that we probably posted earlier, I grew up with these guys. These guys were in the limelight, in their primes, balling out when I was a teenager and in high school and going through and playing high school football myself. So these are the guys I looked up to. These are the guys I got excited to see play on Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, and in the playoffs each year. Was guys like Cam Newton, guys like Odell Beckham Jr., Antonio Brown, all those guys that nowadays maybe aren't what they were back then. But I still am interested to see the guys continue to play in the NFL and try and stay in the NFL as long as they possibly can. Let's see what Cam has to say in this press conference. I'm going to react to some of it. Like I said, we're not going to watch the whole thing. It's 30 minutes long. You don't want to watch a 30-minute video. And if you do, it's up on the Carolina Panthers YouTube channel. So go ahead and go check them out. But subscribe to us first, please. Let's start. I got it at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. I watched it up to this far, and I decided to pause it. Just want to get through the introductions and everything. Also, there's a little bit of a lag between the audio and when Cam actually talks.
Speaking of being a fitness fiend, how would you describe where you are physically right now? Are you ready to play?
That's another good question.
Another 7-8 games this year, and how quickly do you think you can make a contribution here?
It's always mental that you think like you can conquer and do anything, but you actually won't know until you actually are in that situation. There's an old saying, stay ready so you won't have to get ready. And safe to say I've been staying pretty ready. But it's still a process though, you know, being away from the game for as long as I have, realistically, of course everybody wants to say, oh man, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. I think my biggest impact that I want to kind of drive and I want to be driven home is accountability. You know, I'm holding myself accountable to make sure that I do anything Coach Rule asks of me, as well as, you know, Coach Joe, and making sure that if they can trust me being a trusted teammate, then I can hold everybody else accountable, from PJ to, you know, Matt to, you know, even Sam for that particular matter. You know, it can easily get confused why, and I can see how, but I can promise you that, you know, my mental going into this type of situation is bring, you know, the pride back to Carolina in ways that I know how and others know how too. It's just making sure that we maximize each and every day.
That's a good point. You haven't really seen that in Carolina like it was in the past. Steph Curry beating on the drum as Cam Newton runs out with the Superman pose out the tunnel. We haven't seen that since Cam Newton left the team. We've kind of seen a rotation of quarterbacks. And it's interesting to point out that Teddy Bridgewater was brought in to replace Cam Newton after they let Cam Newton go. And then Teddy Bridgewater didn't work out, so Sam Darnold was brought in to replace Teddy Bridgewater. And then Sam Darnold isn't working out, so P.J. Walker is going to be a fill-in and a replacement for Sam Darnold. And because they don't think that P.J. Walker is going to be a guy for the rest of the season, the Carolina Panthers probably feel like they can still possibly make the playoffs right now. Cam Newton's the replacement for P.J. Walker. So basically what I'm saying is Cam Newton is the replacement for Cam Newton. It just took a 2-year gap of other quarterbacks in between. And when he says that they need to bring that pride back to Carolina, that's the kind of stuff he's talking about. Obviously, Cam is never going to be what he was in 2015, but his spirit itself out in the field can possibly return to that level, especially if the Carolina Panthers can win a couple more games than they've been winning as of recently.
I know Matt said he called you Tuesday night, I think it was. Was there anything you wanted to hear from him about kind of the way things kind of went down 20 months ago, and or kind of the direction and his vision for how he wanted to use you moving forward?
Nice to hear from you, Mr. Persons. I think you've heard this answer a lot, but it's irrelevant. Like, when it comes down to why I'm here now, it's already, late in the week, and I'm already behind. So we had an unbelievable conversation. He told me what his expectations is.
Yeah, so basically Cam's saying there, whatever happened in the past doesn't really matter anymore. Whatever happened back when me and the Panthers had a rift before, it's irrelevant at this point. I'm focused on trying to win a game this week, which is the words you want to hear come out of Cam Newton's mouth. No resentment there. I'm sure that Cam Newton held on to that throughout his time in New England and had to really work on himself and really let that kind of stuff go. And same thing with the Carolina Panthers, with however they felt about Cam Newton's exit as well.
To hell with feelings. It would be the biggest right and wrong by just winning football games. And
this is exactly what I was telling my friend. My friend was telling me on the side, offline, and he was telling me how this isn't going to work out because of the hard feelings between Cam and the Panthers. At the end of the day, football is a business, ladies and gents, and whatever the issues were between Cam and the Carolina Panthers in the past, it does not matter. The business is go and win football games. Cam Newton's going to get more money. The Carolina Panthers are going to get more money, and the entire fandom is going to be happy about it. It does not matter what happened in the past. Neither sides care about what happened in the past. We've seen Carolina and how they handled the Steve Smith situation. They're kind of famous for letting their star players kind of go on bad terms like that. But Cam's basically reassuring exactly what my thoughts were. Let's skip ahead a little bit in the interview and see what else we can get.
How has being with another organization the past couple of years changed you as a player and a person? And I've got to follow up with that.
I mean, words can't even explain. Let's state the obvious. I'd be a fool not to have taken the things that I've learned at other organizations.
Talking about the Patriots.
And apply it to what needs to be done here. And
talk about Bill Belichick.
Learning a whole nother situation. Coach Rue talked about, what the brand is. And I have to buy in. I want to buy in. I'm going to buy in and get others to buy in. And that's pretty much what it comes down to.
I also want to ask you.
Damn, I wish he would have said a little bit more about Bill Belichick and their relationship. I'm very curious as to how that all went down at the end there. I know that there was an interview with Cam that was a little bit of tension in the interview, and it seems like there was a little bit of tension with Cam on his way out. But it's definitely working out for the Patriots. Mac Jones is a little bit of a revelation for them. He's balling out.
Hey, Cam, Chris Jenkins, I'm a little disappointed I didn't make your list, but good to see you back nevertheless.
You a good guy, Chris. You a good guy. I'm just playing. Look, the other guys just be on the fence. You know how they have a way with words. We know that. So I got to get them some vegetables or something, man, to get them back in good graces. So hopefully they don't have a way with words with this one.
Okay. Hey, Cam, if you could, in your
the reporter's like, okay.
Kind of way, walk me through that call that you got earlier this week with Matt Rule.
This is going.
What your emotions were like during that call, and I know you can't share everything, but any highlights that you can share in terms of things that those conversations to get you back here with the Carolina Panthers. Then I have a follow-up for you.
You know, sometimes when you look at the call ID growing up, because they, you know, kids don't necessarily have call ID now, but now they got call ID on the cell phone. I see Matthew Rule. Missed call. I said, what in the world? It's God. Hey, it's me. Are you
So you
playing?
missed the first call?
Yeah. But I was, you know, I'm a dad, man, you know, tapping in, doing the responsibilities, holding myself accountable. And then also in November, man, I've been fasting too. So, you know, making sure that detoxifying myself from my cellular device can be a distraction. So a little bit of all those things. And once I seen it, it was like, hold up, somebody playing with me. And, you know, when we talked, it.
He said fasting. I think he's talking about actually like not using his phone, not his diet. I should probably try that. I'd probably be a lot more productive.
It was very exhilarating to just, you know, hear his voice. And, you know, I'm in a position now, man, that it could easily just be, you know, about Cam, like this not that type of vibe, man. You know, I'm happy to be here. I want everybody to know that I'm happy, but bruh, it's time to win. We got a big game coming up, and you know, as far as that goes, it's a must win. So that's where all energy is. I mean, I know you guys got a job to do. It's Friday. I'm not pretty sure how many people read the paper on Saturdays, but
Okay.
Is that in New England, when you left there and weren't going to get the starting job, it was
Here we
in the
go.
sense that you would have too much of a personality to be second. Now, we have pending Sam Darnold coming back. How would things be different here in Carolina and you not have to deal with that same situation?
all my energy is focused on trying to make this team better. We 4-5 right now. Got an opportunity on Sunday to become 1-0, as so many signs around here says and states. And that's pretty much what it's all about. Speaking on the past, it's irrelevant. Speaking on the future, it's irrelevant. And I'm just focusing on the present right now and trying to maximize that.
A little bit of a 1-0 reference, maybe. That was a good way to answer that question without trying to throw a shot at Bill Belichick. Didn't throw a shot at Sam Darnold. The reporter was kind of trying to call for a shot at both of them.
Cam, I had a different question, but just to follow up on Chris's. So what were you doing when you saw that phone call? Were you playing ball?
He doesn't seem comfortable in front of him. I don't think he really is enjoying the questions right now. I think he just wants to get back to work.
All right, guys, we're a little tight on time, so we'll get 3 more in. So we'll go to Colin Cole, West Steve in Toronto, and finish with Joe Person.
Cam, what's up, man? This is Colin Cole, man. I don't know if you remember me, but I played with you back in the
Hey,
day.
you cut your hair, man.
No, I'm still here. I'm still back.
I see.
I'm still back. But hey, man, so
What's going on?
I appreciate. Hey, I'm good, man. I hope you're doing well, and I
Impeccable.
appreciate the opportunity. And so, hey, I'm talking to you from a different point of view. Back when I met you back in 2013, I was coming off of a similar situation, having not played for a bit of time. And so my question to you is, coming into that same type of situation, how do you approach this? Like, is this a situation where you feel like this is kind of make or break for you the rest of your career, or how do you feel about the situation for you moving forward?
Is this the end of Cam? This the last stint?
I'm going to tell you this. It's so much gratitude. Not to say I ain't had gratitude before, but this time it hit different, you know. Yeah, so, bruh, I want to be present. I've said that talking to so many different people. I want to be so present that I even had opportunities to look at my phone. I don't want to look at my phone. That's kind of what I've been on here lately.
I just looked at my phone.
But I just want to be there. I'm so excited to be back in Carolina and to be playing meaningful games, not just no one-day contract. Put your, you know how that go.
Again, he's not really answering the question directly of whether or not this is kind of his last stint. That's basically what the question was. It's interesting to see how the players and the media dance around each other. Especially that guy. He was a former player, so he kind of knows what position Cam's in answering questions up there.
It's so much to be grateful for, but I think the preparation is going to be extremely key, being that I'm so far behind, and I don't want to take nothing for granted.
Dan, good to see you again. So the names and faces in the locker room from the time you were last year, they've really changed. And I know that some guys are still there, like, you know, DJ, Shaq, J.C. Connor, and all those guys.
That's a big deal. He does have one receiver that he has a ton of chemistry with, and DJ Moore. They played a whole season together, and they practice a lot together.
As you've gotten to know some of the new guys in the locker room yet, how have the nicknames been developing, or have you worked on them yet?
Oh, where are they coming? They brewing. I got one just off of, well, really two. Got Bruno Mars. Yeah, my guy. Put your hands up in the what y'all gonna do? He just dropped an album, by the way. Can't wait to listen. And then we got C-Mac Jr. And for
Is that Chuba?
people who don't know, it's just like, man, bro, that's lame. Like, you think it's lame until they catch, and when they catch, it's gonna catch like
That ain't going to catch. Chuba Hubbard is not going to let C-Mac Jr. catch. Don't you worry, Cam.
something. So
For what it's worth, I think they're cool as hell.
yeah, I mean it's dope. It's this team unity, and you know it's funny that when I seen Ian was like, bro, like you didn't call me Chief Keef. I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, see, you bought in. So
Let's go to Joe for the final question.
Cam, I'd be interested to hear more about the
Final
fasting
question.
And how are you just in terms of, are you at your playing weight at this point?
oh yeah. Fasting kind of stemmed from a church service that I attended.
What a weak-ass last question. Way to close it out there, buddy. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. That's going to be it. I'm going to stop it right there. I don't need to hear about Cam's diet. I appreciate you guys for tuning in this video. Like I said, I was a huge Cam Newton fan growing up. I was really, really, really rooting for him in New England to a point where I made some wagers that I shouldn't have made and lost because Cam did not come through in New England. I hope that he succeeds in Carolina. I do think he is an improvement from what's been going on. They definitely can get the turnover problem under control because Cam does provide a little bit of a less risky style of play. He runs the ball a lot more than Sam Darnold does and just keeps it himself instead of trying to sling it into traffic or sling it deep when you get in trouble and panic. So I think it is going to be good for the Carolina Panthers. I think they win a couple more games than they would have otherwise if Cam can get in and the transition is smooth. Now that could be the one thing that is the downfall, is there is a transition of quarterbacks here, and this is going to be by the time Cam plays, if he doesn't play this Sunday, it'll be Sam Darnold, P.J. Walker, and Cam Newton, 3 different quarterbacks in one season for the Panthers. So how many times can you make that transition does worry me a little bit, but I think if the transition is smooth by 2 or 3 weeks from now, the Panthers may win a couple games, especially if their schedule is a little lighter. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're on either channel, please subscribe and turn on notifications, but definitely go over to the Warzone Sports Network like I was saying at the beginning of the video. I'm Mike. I'm on the mic. It's me saying until next time.